Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Crowns and Sashes. Today I'm talking to this lovely young lady. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Oh, I've got to that point in the day where I'm not sure I know my name anymore. What is it again? So my name is Jessica Barclay. I'm a current Yemi finalist, the founder of Pageant Land and the host of the Pageant Land podcast. And Care What You Consume is my platform.
And I think everyone knows who you are anyway.
You never want to think that though. If you start thinking that, I go to like, oh hi, I'm Jessica, and they're like, I know who you are, and I'm like,
oh okay. Well, July is Eco Awareness Month, and obviously this is your platform. So, what projects have you been up to?
So I love the platform side of pageantry. I'm a big believer in it, but I have a nuts schedule. So I can do mine as an awareness month in February because that's the month that's like the quietest for me. And it's really funny because all these like special dates, special weeks and special days pop up and they're like, oh, Jess, you must be doing something for this day. And I'm like, well, I found that eco is just so much a part of my life that yes, every day I'm doing something for it. And what's nice is these special awareness weeks is often the time when people that aren't very eco do something.
Yes.
So I tend to not run campaigns when there are these like awareness weeks and things, and people like yourselves invite me to come and speak instead. So that works really well. So I do my stuff in February because that's normally my quietest month. Of course, the Yemi finals have now been moved to February.
This isn't good for you.
No, so I will, and I was like, oh, do I move it? And I'm like, no. So I will still be doing Care What You Consume month in February. I will still be doing the Love Your Planet litter pick in February. And now it looks like my daughter will be competing in her first proper pageant in February.
Oh,
it's going to be a little bit busy. But for me, it's lovely that when these weeks come around, that I'm obviously doing enough with my platform that people come to me and say, what can we do to make a difference? Like, how can we be a little bit better? Like when Seaspiracy came out. So if you're not doing anything, watching Seaspiracy is a good place to start. So like when that came out, I got so many messages like, Jess, I'm not ready to go vegan like you, but if you any like little tips and tricks. And one of my big things with Care What You Consume is to have these very realistic steps. Like I am the most imperfect eco person ever. And I think often like eco warriors and vegans and plant-based and whatever, anyone in that catchment, we're pictured as being like this image of perfection, smelly because we don't wear deodorant, and I don't actually wear deodorant. But I don't smell.
When you don't smell, so we're good.
I just shower a lot. It's fine. And I don't have to shower anyway. I'm in the gym all the time. But I've really tried to be like, I'm not perfect, so it's okay if you only do like little changes. It's only okay if you if you're just doing a little bit, that's ace. And then next year you might do a little bit more and a little bit more, and slowly you're not trying to be eco or trying to do eco things, you just are more eco-friendly. For me now it feels really foreign to buy a packet of pasta in a bag because I get my pasta from the refill larder. And I pop down with my Tupperwares or my like saved pots, and they have a whole basket of like other people's plastic there that I can then use and fill up. The tube I keep my pasta in is really pretty, and it was in their rubbish basket at the refill larder.
Wow.
I really like it. It's really pretty. It's got like a turquoise top, which just makes me happy.
Nice. I like that colour.
It's just pretty. And so for me it's finding those little changes and whatever you're going to find least stressful to do, because if you find it least stressful to do, you're much more likely to be able to be consistent with it. I've only been vegan, went vegan towards the beginning of the first lockdown. I've been doing it 6 days a week, and a lot of people think that you're vegan for the animals. I'm a sociopath, so I can disassociate a slab of meat and it being a cow. I'm so honest about that. I'm eco for the planet and the plastic impact of eating meat, and the destruction of forests side of eating meat and all that kind, and the dairy industry, which is just as bad as eating meat. So for me, I wasn't going to go veggie and not go vegan. But actually, I went vegan because it was the easiest way I could be more eco. Like recycling is so stressful. So stressful.
I know. Our house.
Different researching like what the recycling system is like in the new area, and like joining all these groups to get all the information on what can be recycled where. And you've got like drop-off points for your toothbrush heads and all these different kind of things. Like recycling is stressful, and I was like, I am not doing enough. This is really upsetting me. How can I do better? I'm going to the refill larder loads. That is great. Refill larders are brilliant. Like find your local one. They are everywhere, and there's a lot of like pop-up ones now, so they might not have a permanent location, but throughout the week they might have 3 different pop-ups that they turn up at with like a truck, and they'll just open the side of the truck and do everything. A lot of them just do delivery services, and we've even got like a subscription refill larder the next town over from us as well, that has started during lockdown. They are popping up everywhere, and it's absolutely amazing. Like the other one is like toilet roll. That my sister does the toilet roll order for basically her village, and it turns up on these. It's like 3 massive pallets. It's like a small house size stack of toilet roll. Because 1, they get a better price then. 2, it's only 1 delivery truck into their village. Like these are the extremes that some people go to. And it's called. And each toilet roll, instead of coming in plastic, comes in really pretty paper, so it looks really beautiful next to your lid. It comes in really cute. So it's who gives a, I'm getting that right, and who gives a crap. So if you're thinking, crikey, life is too busy, I do not have time to be eco, there's your one thing you can do, is get your toilet roll from Who Gives a Crap, and that can be your one thing. And then once you've got used to, you've made that, do something else. Like turn down the single-use plastic bottles. Just be like, I'm not going to buy a single-use plastic bottle ever again, and just don't do it. Like I got these 2 going on. These are the old style Pageland cups. We don't actually stock these anymore. We swapped to metal because we didn't even want non-single-use plastic anymore, so we swapped to metal. But this bottle I've had for it looks pretty. Let's just hide my face.
It's nice colour.
It's I 4 years probably going on with this bottle now, like 4 years, and it's still going strong. And when I went and had my vaccine done, like you can say no to plastic. I feel like we should put that out there. When I went and got my vaccine, they tried to give me a single-use plastic bottle, and I said, I'm really sorry, but I am so anti-single-use, I can't accept it. I promise you I had a big drink before I left my house, and luckily I had. So I did this for like 4 years, and I think there's so many things that I do now that felt like such an effort when I first started doing them, and now are literally just normal, are just second nature. And I look at them in the same way as, so I'm an ex-smoker, so I look at some of the things in the same way that I looked at like when I used to smoke. Like it's just not something I do anymore. It's just not me. It's just not my jam. We've got so much better. Like we maybe fill our kitchen bin probably half, including all the other bins in our house going into our kitchen bin. Our kitchen bin's probably about half a week now, whereas we'd be like 2 full bags easily. And we do need to do better. I would like to do better with our recycling, particularly when we move. Our kitchen and utility room are actually going to be on the same floor. They're on separate floors at the moment, so it's really hard to have like recycling sorting space and stuff where we are at the moment. But when we move, I'll have more space to do that kind of thing. And I just keep going, okay, so I now find everything eco that I do now, everything is now easy. It wasn't. Do not get me wrong, it wasn't easy to start with. Everything I do now is easy and just part of life, in the same way that we pick our toothbrush up in the morning and we brush our teeth. Like we just get into the habit of it. So they're all habits now. And I'm like, what's next? So for me, getting much better with the recycling, it's going to be my next one with when we move, and there'll be a whole journey with that because it's a whole different council and I've got to learn what they do and don't recycle. But there are some really good Facebook groups. You will find a Facebook group for your area where all the people share all the advice about the recycling. It's really lucky. The one that's really good for where I'm moving to is run by the local refill larder.
Oh, so okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
I was looking for the group. I found the local refill larder. So it's like, look for eco businesses in your area, and they will likely be able to connect you with like the right information, with more information, etc., etc. That's always a good one. I try and post like, for me, education is key. There is so much that I didn't realize was going on in the world. We think there's just a bit of a problem with like the ozone layer depleting, or there's all some melting going on. But actually there's so much with environmental, and it's scary. And I do find that sometimes I have to like hit pause on like looking at stuff and researching things, particularly if like my mental health isn't doing great. I sometimes do have to hit pause on growing my eco journey. I'll maintain everything I'm doing, because it is really sad to look at some of the things that are going on in the world. I mean, I'm not a trendy person, so I'm not really into fast fashion anyway. But when I looked into it as part of Care What You Consume Month, like the slavery, the like abuse of women in the industry, and I'm like, holy moly. And then people were tagging me in posts where they were basically trying to promo a Boohoo. Can't even say the name properly. It like leaves a horrid taste in my mouth. And I'm like, I'm like messaging them saying, you need to remove me from that tag. Do you not know what that company does? Have you not, like, don't, like, it's horrible.